Speaking out against governments is a dangerous occupation and makes many enemies. I've been doing this my entire life. Police, the United States mostly, the SEC, the IRS, many other agencies of the U.S. government are corrupt. I will be proving this. I've been speaking out against America for over 25 years. For the past 2 years, I've been speaking out about nothing else. I've been talking about ways that people can avoid income taxes by using cryptocurrency, because income taxes, in my mind, and it should be in yours, are illegal and unconstitutional. What has happened is the government has been trying unsuccessfully until this year to find ways to silence me without shooting me or kidnapping me or something, and I assure you that that is probably in their minds now. But I will not be silenced. It started out with drugs, rumors that I was running a drug operation in police. Now, how absurd. If I was going to run a drug operation, I wouldn't do it in a third world country run by a cartel. I would do it in Idaho or Colorado, Chicago even. That didn't pan out. Then the IRS, tax evasion. Well, yes, I refused to pay taxes for 8 years. I don't think that's illegal. I just haven't filed. Now, because I have gone to the Bahamas where there is no income tax and therefore no crime, they could not extradite me. So now they have trumped up charges about murder and racketeering and money laundering so that they can get me extradited and then drop those charges and file the income tax charges. This is the truth. I'm no longer in the Bahamas. I'll be talking to you many times about the corruption, and I've been documenting this corruption and this conspiracy against myself. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 10th of June, and on today's podcast, we'll be covering John McAfee and an article coming from Yahoo Finance that I find most interesting, entitled Bitcoin Bull, John McAfee warns the U.S. government, I will bury you. And what he is referring to is that the feds are coming after him for tax evasion, and he says if they do so, if they proceed, then he will bury a lot of big names. Also, guys, a lot of memes to get through. We have to get through a lot of news today. So much of it is coming out very rapidly. But before we do so, would you please welcome my new sponsor, MyPatriotSupply.com. Hey guys, we've seen some devastating weather disasters recently. Too much of our nation's farmland remains underwater, and storms continue to rake the heartland, knocking out power repeatedly to millions. It's been a bad year so far, and hurricane and wildfire seasons are just getting underway. When emergencies strike and the power goes out closing stores, you should have a backup food supply standing by, in your home, ready for use. Have you seen the 2-week food supply in a locking tote from My Patriot Supply? If not, get online now and get one. Right now, this 2-week emergency food kit is being sold at 45% off the regular price when you go to my special website, preparewithtruereporting.com. Breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. My Patriot Supply ships fast too. In one business day, it's right to your door. When it's breaking news, it's too late to prepare. Do this now so there are no surprises. And save 45% at preparewithtruereporting.com. That's preparewithtruereporting.com. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. So we see here, Bitcoin bull John McAfee warns U.S. government, I will bury you. This is coming from yesterday, June 9th. Bitcoin millionaire John McAfee, the fugitive from the law for tax evasion, derisively taunted the U.S. government on Twitter McAfee warned them to leave him alone or he will effing bury them. In a dizzying weekend Twitter rant, McAfee claimed that the Department of Justice is compiling a bogus case against him for money laundering, racketeering, and murder. Bitcoin evangelist John McAfee is on the lam from the law. From AP News, McAfee, the government is conspiring against me. McAfee warned that if the feds don't leave him alone, he'll drop several bombshells that will reveal mass corruption within the government. So they better back off or else. From friends of the State Department, the DOJ trumped up charges against me for murder, money laundering, and racketeering. A conspiracy is unfolding. Proof is coming. I've collected files on corruption in governments. For the first time, I'm naming names and specifics. I'll begin with the corrupt CIA agent and 2 Bahamian officials if I'm arrested or disappear. 31 plus terabytes of incriminating data will be released to the press. This is his dead man switch, so they better back off. Is information pre-knowledge? Ability to see beyond the shadows? Ability to know anything? Inferior or superior to raw military power? We are about to test this hypothesis. For I am the foundation of knowledge, of the ability to know. No one can doubt this. For my followers, my recent tweets are less for you than they are for my pursuers. They are shots across the bow. Leave me the F alone or go down with the corruption you have embraced, because I will effing bury you if you continue. Doubt me at your own effing risk. I've collected files on corruption in governments. For the first time, I'm naming names and specifics. I'll begin with a corrupt CIA agent and 2 Bahamian officials. Coming today, if I'm arrested or disappear, 31 plus terabytes of incriminating data will be released to the press. For those pursuing me, come close, please. I will demonstrate truth for you. I am a criminal for speaking truth, John McAfee says. If our government was only true of the people, truly of the people, and for the people, it would use the truth to help free the people. If it is not doing so, then is it truly our government? I completely agree with him. So we see here John McAfee, the photo king, documenting me, documenting him. They are in somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic, because I believe he is not wanting to get extradited. This is along the same lines. These are like whistleblowers, right? He is a whistleblower. And it just in the case of Julian Assange, these people have to run because the US government is corrupt and they don't want any information coming out. He says here, this precious human will document whatever happens on the Freedom Boat and then to the blockchain. So again, John McAfee was a computer programmer for over 30 years. He created a huge portion of blockchain and appears to be a true patriot. So they are documenting everything second to second just to show and to put out there, obviously alongside with his dead man switch of 31 terabytes of damning information. I'm sure there will be video evidence also if anything were to happen to him. Underway yet again, our fearless documentarian recording everything and live streaming to his private database. See, right here, they could release it any minute if anything were to go down. If anything goes down, it will be documented to the last second. He's not playing around. We still have the right to vote, he says. Vote them all out, every last one, and I concur. I'm not talking about Trump's administration being corrupt. I'm talking about past leaderships. The judicial system is completely corrupt. So many aspects of our government is corrupt. It has been ruined, and we've got to reverse the process. From friends in the State Department, the DOJ trumped up charges against me for murder, money laundering, and racketeering. They're working with Telis Bethel, military head in the Bahamas. Facilitator is Florida CIA agent J. Kent Costello. A conspiracy is unfolding. Proof is coming. So, guys, I do not know too much about John McAfee. All I know is that this information seems to be coming up. He's getting on Twitter very quickly. He's being very abrupt about this, and it seems like he is fired up. So whatever they are trying to place on him to get him extradited back into the United States seems a bit fishy. The same thing has been happening to Julian Assange. So let's keep our eyes and ears open for the time being about John McAfee. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at John McAfee to see what occurs. Moving forward with memes. We are 72 hours in from I the Spy. Keep counting. More are dropping. Eyes are open. Ears are open. List them carefully. Over 10 connected dead. More to follow. How many dead in the past 48 hours? Keep track globally. More to follow. Track all suicides. Expect a lot more. Post 1,445 from June 10th, 2018. Today is June 10th, 2019. Remember, the Q clock is 1 year behind. So we see expect a lot more. Hussein HRC, wow. Trace back to the Clinton Foundation. Trace to children's foundations in New York. Trace to imports, exports. Trace from China, Mexico to Long Beach. Trace sale spinoff of company. Wow. This is what we're talking about, guys. This is what's happening. It's unfolding now. These people are being eliminated because they are around this laptop. I think that we are imminent. We're in imminent times of information coming from Anthony Weiner's laptop exposing a lot of people. We're at the pinnacle. Let's just be patient. From Hillary thick-ankle dog-faced Clinton. We lost my brother Tony last night. It's hard to find words. My mind is flooded with memories of him today. When he walked into a room, he lighted up with laughter. He was kind, generous, and a wonderful husband to Megan and father to Zach, Simon, and Fiona. We'll miss him very much. I, the Spy, they killed Tony at Hillary. This is very interesting. The hammers fall. Next week, eyes open. Fight, fight, fight. No coincidences. They killed Tony. Who killed Tony? Former Secretary of State and First Lady said on Twitter, I found this quite strange, that Rodham died Friday night. The cause of death was not announced. Well, why wasn't it announced? He was a younger man. He looked like he was in his 50s. Just tell us why he died. What are you keeping behind the scenes, right? What are you trying to keep from us? Tony Rodham's death was retribution for the assassination of the following individuals in the past 2 weeks. NYPD Detective Joseph Calabrese, NYPD Deputy Chief Stephen Silks, former Arkansas State Senator Linda Collins, former Oklahoma State Senator Jonathan Nichols. And speaking of Linda Collins, the former Arkansas State Senator, check this out. This came out 57 minutes ago. Murdered Arkansas State Senator was closing in on government child traffickers. Former Republican Arkansas State Senator Linda Collins Smith, who was found murdered in her home in Pocahontas, Arkansas last week, believed she was closing in on a child trafficking working from inside the Arkansas state government. A verified source close to the Collins Smith told CD Media that she was about to publicly announce incriminating evidence showing sitting judges in Arkansas who were involved in taking children from poor women through the Arkansas Department of Human Services, the CPS, and selling them to rich benefactors. The source also divulged that Collins Smith believed that perpetrators were using illegal immigrants to cover up other crimes. Right, this is the MS-13. This is the foot soldiers of the deep state, which included murdering the mothers of the abducted children. CD Media also stated that their sources believe that the murder of the former Oklahoma State Senator Jonathan Nichols, who was found murdered in his Oklahoma home the day after Collins Smith, and the murder of Collins Smith are connected. Linda Collins Smith was primary sponsor of the HB 1923, which became Act 922, a bill requiring completion of human trafficking prevention course prior to issuance of a Class A commercial driver's license. CD Media has much more information to release, but we are in the process of verifying this information first. A gag order appears to be in place regarding Collins Smith's murder, which is impending the investigation. This is in retribution for the assassination of the following individuals. This is her brother here. He is gone because obviously some deep state mafia type individuals offed these NYPD detectives, senators, these deputy chiefs, and if this was retribution, she loses her brother, right? From Victory of Light, please follow them on Twitter. At Bill and Hillary Clinton violating the unspoken rule, don't kill prominent cops. This isn't their first ride, but it's the first time they've done this, so whilst their network of protection has been eradicated, Tony's death was NYPD's reply. Whoa. Everyone involved with Anthony Weiner's laptop is killing themselves this week. How convenient for Hillary and co. What's going on? What's really going on? Why doesn't Trump mention this? And again, this is the NYPD chief and veteran detectives found 2 days apart, June 7th and June 5th. NYPD chief commits suicide. Another veteran NYPD detective kills himself. So this person right here was actually found. Detective Joseph Calabrese was found. I'm just keeping everyone up to pace. Me and Red Pill 78 spoke on this on his live stream Saturday night, touched on it, and more of this is coming out now. NYPD chief kills himself just days before retirement. He basically was found in his car, in an NYPD car, with a gunshot wound to his head. He has highly credible sources telling breaking911.com that Silks handed in his retirement papers to the NYPD last night. He was scheduled to retire at the end of July after 38 years on the job. NYPD, NYPD. NYPD on scene by ground, air, and water looking for Detective Joseph Calabrese. Update. Detective Joseph Calabrese has been found dead with what is to believe a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Again, just off, right? Sources inside NYPD confirmed this detective was also involved heavily in the Anthony Weiner sex crimes investigation. Two NYPD detectives with links to Weiner's case both just suicide recently. Clinton Foundation mega donor linked to Podesta in the WikiLeaks emails just found dead. Arkansas and Oklahoma politicos both found dead of gunshot wounds in the back of the head. There's no coincidences. What's about to come out with the declassification is some serious stuff. Absolutely. Tony Rodham was a card-carrying general in the Clinton crime empire who would fulfill on many of his con jobs, helping the foundation loot, exploit, and human traffic its way to the top of the global organized crime landscape. The Clinton Foundation is nothing more than money laundering, human trafficking, mafia, syndicate-based corporation. This is all that it is. It is the headquarters to all that is unholy. They are not only killing off what witnesses remain, but attempts at the most investigation in whole. These are the most powerful people in the world we took on. They are not going down without a fight, and they still can finance way more than we can. We never had any funds, just grit. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. Two of the biggest pedophile child porn cases in history being reopened that both link to a scumbag from Hope, Arkansas, and now bodies start stacking up again just like Whitewater. How did Hillary's brother, a former repo man and prison guard, end up sitting on the board of a highly profitable gold mine in Haiti? Clintons collected billions in relief aid through their crooked foundation and gave the poor Haitian victims very little in return. How was Hillary's brother Tony Rodham connected to the grifting that went on in Haiti? Here's the answer. Here's what Trump had to say about crooked Hillary's involvement in Haiti and about her brother Tony and his involvement in Haitian gold mine during one of the campaign rallies. It says here, it kind of sounds like a money laundering scheme. Stephen Miller read from Clinton cash to Trump supporters. Sounds like a money laundering scheme. He knows, they all know. And I will show up at all the rallies and keep reading from the book until the media writes about it. This is what the book says. The effort to rebuild Haiti, which were largely controlled by Bill and Hillary Clinton, have been a massive failure. Funds from the reconstruction have ended up in worthless projects, while in several cases, Clinton friends, allies, and family members have benefited from the reconstruction. Friends, allies, and family members. Haiti is rich in natural minerals. There is an estimated $20 billion in gold, silver, and other precious metals. In 2012, the Haitian government decided to do something it has not done in half a century: grant permits for gold mining. One of the two recipients was a small North Carolina startup called BCS Mining. The company had little track record of mining operations, but its leadership would later vote for a board member with a familiar last name, Tony Rodham, Hillary's youngest brother. Tony Rodham dead. Haiti is truly the Clinton playground. Remember, nothing is random. Everything has meaning. Summer of 2016, a young woman working in Haiti for a CO anti-trafficking NGO claims she had evidence tying Hillary and her brother Tony to human trafficking plus slavery in Haiti. She was found dead in a Haitian mine weeks later. It's over at Hillary Clinton. And these are a list of the names. We're up to 20 names. Dante Austin, Philadelphia Deputy Sheriff. Linda Collins, we've gone over her. Herb Sandler, Podesta Emails. Jonathan Nichols, Oklahoma State Senator. Joe Calabrese, NYPD Homicide Detective. Stephen Silks, NYPD Deputy Chief. Brian Brady, former mayor of Sparta, New Jersey. Todd Tongan, Miami news anchor. We all know what's going on in Miami with the Epstein trials. Tony Rodham, younger brother of Hillary Clinton. Lola Golomova, U.S. Commerce Depth official. Walter Lupke, German politician, shot dead in his house. Chris Reed, Texas police chief, missing overboard on boat. Sharia Zolvagari, husband of Georgia Assistant Attorney General, found dead in a car at a stoplight. Glenn Coalfield, a prominent Memphis businessman, co-founder of Paragon Bank, a director in Carnival Memphis, etc., attempted robbery. Hey, be sure to make it look like it's an accident. I guarantee you, I bet she has said that. Oh, and let's just get into this real quick. Happy #Best Friends Day to my friend and lover, Barack Obama. Joe and Barack with the pizza. Y'all know what that means. All right, guys, let's round off the podcast with an observation about Q from an EU anon. I must inform you that the grammatical errors in this are quite abundant, so just be patient. I am awake as F, was sleeping almost all of my life. Don't need to care about U.S. stuff, but because of Q, I know the names of almost every senator, House representative, Supreme Court judge, governor, basically knowledge about the whole effing system. Never before was I taking much care about such things. Don't give an F about politics before. Now, thanks to Q, or whatever you want to call it, I know who is responsible for laws in the EU, who is responsible for laws in the US, what Five Eyes are, how Google, Facebook, Twitter works behind curtains, how the MSM works, who owns them, how system and laws work. Nobody forced me to learn those things. It came naturally with Q posts. I know now. I know how bad economic situations are for the US, and compared with the EU, China, how bad they are treating you. NAFTA, the Paris Accord, the UN. When I read more about those things, I learned that, for example, China is violating Paris Accord laws more than anyone, but MSM are telling us that POTUS is the worst thing ever. I understand what the Fed is doing against the U.S. economy and against POTUS. I see how many immigrants from South America are coming illegally to your country, hundreds of thousands every month. How your patriots are suffering and how your politicians care more about those illegals than you. There are laws for legal immigration everywhere in the world. How they want to kill babies who are basically full grown by tearing their legs, hands, and head just before birth. Yes, it sounds like a bad movie, but I saw this and it makes me sick. Politicians don't care about veterans, homeless people, children. They only care about themselves. Thanks to Q, I know how much money Pelosi, Schiff, McConnell, Ryan. I see how many foundations they have. I see how many donations they have and from whom and when. When I saw Kavanaugh hearings, I saw how they don't care about destroying reputations, families. They don't care about truth. The system is rigged. I understand that their power is only in division. They want U.S. citizens to hate each other by race, religion, gender. People in the USA are the most kind people in the world. You have power to change the world. I was watching war against ISIS from day one. I saw how NATO was attacking them daily, yet ISIS was growing every day. POTUS destroyed them in just 2 years. Those are facts. MSM cannot fool anyone. Facts are facts. The world needs friendship. The world needs discussion. There was North Korean rockets flying around every day. POTUS came, sat with Kim, and probably saved the whole South Korea and Japan. We see how corrupt the system is, how the FBI, CIA, NSA are doing everything against Trump. But look at how countries are welcoming him. Japan, UK, France, Israel, Middle East. Just watch it. There is love, respect, warmth, relief. There is trust. MSM cannot fool anyone. POTUS is taking the effing bullet for all of us. There are 99% negative news about him worldwide, yet he doesn't give up. Insane. He doesn't need this. He has money, loving family, friends. He is suffering because he wants to change the world to better for all of us. We see this. He was telling to all of us this. And please, Anons, remember this. Trust yourself. Think for yourself. Stop being a sheep. Decide for yourself. Put faith in yourself and be awake. And finally, guys, Here's a list of the latest victims and counting, 1 through 20. Is it suicide week? Guys, I really believe that we'll see multiple suicide weeks coming up in the near future. If you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting. Don't forget to leave a like. If you wish to donate to this channel and keep it afloat, you can do so by going to my PayPal or Patreon accounts in the description box below. And we have a P.O. box that is just open. If you would care to send anything, we will do unboxings on the live streams that occur on Wednesdays. So it won't be, you'll be able to see what I open up. All the gifts that if you would care to send would be great. My friends, take care of one another, love one another, and I will speak with you very soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.